Hello, everyone. So I wanted to do this just before I dive in all the criticism and all the backlash and people getting their whooping sticks and taking the newest Fantastic Four and beating it as if it's a freaking nerdy kid and you're the bully who wants to take him down. Yeah, so I'm going to try to do it very, very fast and quick so I can actually do this. And then I'm going to defend the movie. My personal opinion of it is that movie was good. That movie actually was good. I was okay with it. The first Fantastic Four movie, I was okay with it. But this movie actually trumps that. And that's kind of funny. And one thing my mom said, the side note is that this movie actually has a better explanation how Ben Grimm turned into the Thing. Unlike the other one, if you previously saw it or even saw my birthday live stream, is that you actually will see he just gets hit by some space energy and that's it. No real explanation of how the frick did he really turn into Ben Grimm. I mean, into the Thing. So yeah, there's the weird crap of that. So yeah, this one is actually solved. Let's see, without spoiling anything, well, I can actually explain one thing that was in the trailer, which you guys kind of saw that, is his experiment. It's amazing that his experiment when he was, and this is 2007, that's one thing I wanted to do as a big note, is they actually allowed him to be 10 years old in 2007, which is kind of cool. So he was actually born in 1997. That was kind of cool to actually check out. He could be, or it could actually have been 1996. Anyways, so the cool part, which is a big gut punch to Amazing Spider-Man 2, is the fact of Amazing Spider-Man 2, he was trying to do upgrade his web shooters, but he caused a power outage, and technically that is very, very unbelievable that it could happen. That couldn't blow out a few things. No, no, that can actually blow the power out. That's no freaking damn way. Well, in this version, in this Fantastic Four movie, it's very believable of, oh yeah, that so took out a power. I so took out power. That makes perfect sense. And also, let me guess, you critics most likely enjoy Amazing Spider-Man. I would take this movie any day over watching Amazing Spider-Man because I felt nothing. The only thing I felt about Amazing Spider-Man is the fact that I actually, by product placement, I actually want a milk jug. Seriously? I'm recording? Really? But anyways, the thing is this, is that I enjoyed the movie and there's two little things, two little hiccups, and also one thing I should talk about too. The first part is the fact of the Invisible Woman. The way she was written, it kind of seemed like, yeah, she could actually have been played by a black girl. No offense to the actress who played her. I have nothing against her except for American Horror Story, where she actually was the bad guy. Yeah, I have only that against her. Other than that, I'm okay. Next up is Ben Grimm. Yeah, it's like two things about Ben Grimm. Number one, the door won't open, door won't close. There's four freaking damn doors. Two of them been taken. One's broken. So why don't you try the fourth one, you idiot? The one that Doom's supposed to have been in. Why didn't you do it? And number two, the idea of how come the Human Torch is able to turn his flame on and off with a simple switch. And also, I think he actually was able to do it by command too. How come you didn't create a risk communicator for him to be able to turn back and forth from the Thing into Ben Grimm? Yeah, what's up with that? Where's the technology of that? Because you were able to do it with others. How come he's different? What the heck is with that? Other than that, this movie was very, very enjoyable. I was okay with it. I could actually watch this movie over and over again without being like an Amazing Spider-Man. I was just sitting there. Just sitting there. That's it. This movie, I did more than just sit there. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, what the hell is going to happen? Oh my gosh. So, good introduction. That was awesome how they actually did the ultimate Fantastic Four storyline here. They kind of changed a few things, but I'm okay with it. The crazy part, and I don't want to spoil anything about the future if they were planning to do anything like this, But I can actually see Mr. Fantastic in this version actually can turn evil. I would figure they would stay away from that, but I think they could actually pull it off in this version. And that would be crazy. And of course, another thing is Doctor Doom. Well, he is destroyed, and sorry for the spoiler, but he's destroyed, but because he has power within that new universe or that new world, I think he's not actually dead. It's kind of like what happened with the original Fantastic Four. You figured Doom would stay that freaking metal statue, but apparently in the sequel, he was able to figure out how to get himself out of that. But, anyways, it was very, very cool. Oh, yeah, last thing I wanted to talk about is just the fact of the Mole Man. He dead. So that means that guy's out of his contract, meaning that if he really wants to, and if Universal is going to stop being a total jerk, he could actually come back and play as the leader. And don't we all want that to happen? Even though it would be now kind of too late because he should have been done with his trilogy series. The Incredible Hulk should have been done, but okay, whatever. But, anyways, there we go. This is before my whole entire view is like, oh my gosh, it is bad. So let's see what happens after I check out all the reviews that trash this movie to hell. All right, by Movie Magic, I'll be right back. All right, even though it's been lots and lots of hours later, thank goodness by Movie Magic you guys can tell. But anyways, I have three people that I most likely will basically there'll be the nice little thing to help me to defend this movie because I bet there's lots and lots of reviews out there that most likely is truly, truly horrible. But these guys, the three that I choose, Comic Book Cast, Armin's doing it. You have Comics Explained. It was Rob who did it. Of course, it's Rob because this is one person there. And of course, we got freaking pretty much it with Eric, Mike, and Jake. So, these three are going to help me with the whole what I need to defend. What's the good question here? What's the horrible thing that makes this movie so, so bad? Let's get started, shall we? First things first is with Armin and the Comic Book Cast. So, first things first, he says it's the worst movie. Okay. No entertainment in it whatsoever. Well, the thing is that with this movie, it's like, okay, Chronicles. Did you actually get entertained by Chronicles? Or were you actually just intrigued and interested in it? It's like that. I mean, technically, the reason why you didn't get entertained is just because the person who filmed it, had a different way of doing things, and most likely you didn't like that. Like, I didn't like Amazing Spider Man the way it was shot, even though some of it was okay, but technically, Amazing Spider Man, it never even got me whatsoever have my heart going. So, yeah. Well, anyways, the end. Well, the flying bit was the flying bit was kind of messed up. And he was basically saying how it's like Power Ranger like, which I'm like, you can't tell me after watching freaking damn Harry Potter movies, or at least a Harry Potter ending, that you could really buy it and be like, yeah, that fits in. Like, for instance, can you say Chamber of Secrets, anyone? The fact of they had a little freaking damn dragon, not dragon, sorry, little damn phoenix flying all three of them out, which of course, yes, I know it was on the cover of the book. Yes, I love that. But still, logic though. Can a small bird actually fly three people or more out of the freaking. Yeah. We have this whole crazy thing about Pokemon and the fact that Pidgey can learn fly. How can he teleport you if he's very small? What the. Okay, next up. So we got Doom could have been done better. That's true. But this Doom was quite interesting on his own. I could get in more details, but down the list, I actually will explain more on Doom. The one thing I have to tell you about this movie is that they did the Ultimates better than Sony did. Giving Avi Arad technically said Amazing Spider-Man was based on the Ultimates. He basically said that. He screwed that up completely. I mean, if he didn't say anything, if he basically said, "Oh, this Spider-Man would be completely different from all the Spider-Man you saw before." That's all you have to say. That's all you have to say. Don't, no, 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 don't say, "Oh, he said base," but it's the Ultimates. It's based on. Oh, that's just oh. It's like if he would have shut up at that point, I think I would have been okay with the franchise. But he said it's based on the Ultimates, and only a few pieces of that actually is true. Let me continue on instead of just droning on. Well, next the cast. You said the cast is mixed with lots of things like the beauty girl, then you have the freaking nerd, then you have the jock, and then you have the kind of bully or something. Just kind of like a mix up like Power Rangers, the first one. The fact that you had Jason the jock, you had um Zach who was the party dude, I guess you could say that. You have Billy who's a nerd, you have the Kimberly who is like cheerleader material, and then you have the girl nerd Trini who is basically the quiet girl. It's like, well, so what? Look what Power Rangers did with that. It worked for them. So why not allow it worked for Fantastic Four? It technically could work if you allow it to. Good actors, but the script was bad. Later on in pretty much it, they basically talked about the fact of it was a mishmash. The fact that you had director doing some stuff, and then you had 20th Century Fox doing some stuff. So it's kind of like you had a raging war. Well, anyways, the script could have been better, but the director was like, ick. I don't know. Also, the actors. He's like, yeah, so he's like, all this stuff is like, oh, it's so terrible, so horrible. But I'm like, if it's so dang horrible, if the script was so dang horrible, then, or if the actors didn't seem like they were into it, then why didn't they freaking damn quit? Why didn't they just allow the movie to crumble and fall? I mean, why not? You could do that. Terrence Howard could have done that. It would have been better for Iron Man completely, but I'm just saying, there's many times where actresses can actually just fall out of things, or actors can actually just say, screw it, I'm out. You could do that. You could do that. Screw the contract. I bet you can actually get out of crap. Yeah, you can get out of crap. Screw it. Screw the contract. Screw it. You can get out of that. But anyways, he said something about 2008, and I didn't really understand why. So he was like, durr on that. Doom could have been better, but well, Doom could be better. The only thing is just the fact of you have God Doom in freaking Battle World. He makes all Dooms, no matter what, past, present, or future now, total crap. It's like, yeah, you have freaking Doom from Battle World, and he's rocking it. No matter what now, all other Dooms that show up, they're total crap unless you're able to do Battle World Doom, which there's no chance. So, yeah. So there was something else and some kind of crap about, oh, was this place, blah, blah, blah. So what I said is basically he fell into the nervous system or the nerve ooze of the planet. So since he did that, that is how he got his powers, and he's been there for freaking 1 year. We have no idea how long has he actually been in that pool. For all we know, it could have been a horrible struggle getting out of that pool, and that actually might have took like months or so. We don't know. And plus we don't know the time lapse of how long it truly was. For him, it could have been years and years and years instead of just 1 year later in a few days. You understand what I'm saying on this? Well, anyways, like that, he would go, well, did my arm go well when, yeah, it's like, so you were basically saying, oh, he looks horrible, he looks terrible. And I'm like, well, you think my arm right here, or technically it's my wrist, you think my wrist looks good after it got hit by an iron when I was like close to 10 years old? I don't think so. We still got a freaking mark here. It didn't freaking return back to normal skin at all. Even though I can actually get some hair follicles growing, so it wasn't damaged. But it never actually will look the same ever again. Yeah. Well, anyways, he says the powers are weird. Well, yeah, the power level, the fact of how his powers were working, I would just basically say that technically his powers were still fluctuating because they didn't stabilize. I don't think so. I mean, he's been in that. We have no idea how long he's been in that freaking damn green goop. We have no idea. So, for all we know, his powers might be still trying to get into position. For all we know, that goo can allow you to do almost anything. So it's like, yeah, who are you to say, oh, the goo can do crap? You can't say that. Only the freaking damn directors and writers can say what it can. And I don't see you trying to go over there and say, hey, here's some suggestions of what the ooze can do. Yeah, I don't see you doing that. No offense, Arnie. Let's see. Characters, there was a lack of, but his attitudes. Oh yeah, so basically he was talking about all the characters and stuff, especially for Doom. Well, the thing is that he had an attitude. If you guys noticed in the movie, basically he was like, screw the world, screw the people of the world, you guys are wrecking It's like, yeah, you guys are creating global warming. I don't have enough water to put in my bathtub because I live in California. It's like, and yeah, he doesn't live in California, but still, get you understand what I'm trying to say is the fact that he doesn't like people. He doesn't like the government. He doesn't like anyone. And that's just basically it. And of course, what I said here is that, well, this is pre-version makes you say he's a problem child, though. Yeah, it's like, yeah, he's a problem child. And then he comes, yeah, then you have freaking Armin basically talking about all the other stuff and how Doom is. But that's 616 Doom. We need Ultimate's Doom. That only works in Amazing Spider-Man because Amazing Spider-Man don't know what the frick they were doing. Yeah, Sony didn't know what the frick they were doing. So with Sony, you couldn't do the whole Ultimates part. But in this movie, it's only Ultimates or you're gonna get the frick out because you're cheating. It's like, yeah, you gotta get the frick out. You're cheating. But the Ultimates, this is the part right here. Ultimate Fantastic Four is the only thing you can actually compare this one to. And I bet there's lots of key differences. So that's all I gotta say. And then I kept on asking, saying, is he looking at the ultimate version of Doctor Doom? Because it seems to me that, yeah, and then he comes with a story, and I'm like, Rob told me the backstory of Doom. I know the backstory of Doom 616. The ultimate Doom is what we really should be focusing on here. It's like, I can understand what you're saying, but this is 616 Doom you're talking about. The only person who actually said anything about the ultimate Doom was freaking Rob, and I'll get into that in very shortly. And apparently, he is a goat man. That's something weird. That would have been something weird to do. That's one thing that I think that would be cool that they actually have done in the movie that would freak out people even more. Well, anyways, and I still said yet again, what about the ultimate version reimagined? It wasn't copied and paste. They didn't copy paste though. I don't think so. Full movie of, yeah, so he was talking about the full movie of what if Doom got his own movie and they showed him the rise of him and storyline, kind of like Origins. Yeah, and he talked about Magneto got an origin story in, yeah, in many of the movies, but for people who don't know, in 2007, there was a plan in 2009 that we would actually get X-Men Origins Magneto, but thanks to the freaking writer's strike of 2007, that won't get seen a light of day. Also, the freaking writer's strike also screwed over Mrs. Doubtfire 2 that would have been in 2009 as well. Way before Robin Williams died. So thank you, writers. Because of you, you screwed over Ms. Doubtfire 2 actually coming to fruition, and plus Robin Williams was actually down to actually be in Mrs. Doubtfire 2. So I hope you guys enjoy your money that you got, that raise you got, because you screwed over everyone who loved Mrs. Doubtfire and wished there was a sequel. And also for us who are like, Magneto Origins would have been awesome to see. All right, next up, Hacker. Yeah, so he was a hacker. Doom was a hacker in the thing, and I got the vibe from that. Yeah, even though it was like a little bit of dash, I got a little vibe from that. So next up is the fact of he was like the military. Oh, the military, 2008. Like I'm like, let's say what happened if this happened in real life. Do you think the military would simply say, "Oh, okay, you guys, since you guys are a family, I'll allow you guys to do whatever you want and be superheroes"? I don't think so, man. The freaking damn military would be doing the exact same thing that just happened. The fact that they would scoop them up, they would actually do research on them. Then after that, they would try to actually put them in battle. They'll actually would figure out to do it. That technically is what's going on with Incredible Hulk, right? Yeah, I mean, let's look at the Incredible Hulk movie for one short second. The Incredible Hulk movie, did we get the whole Bruce Banner, you can live forever, you can do whatever you want, we're not going to hunt you down and try to get the freaking formula from you by any chance? No, that is not what happened. What happened, the military was like, holy frick, the Hulk could be used as a weapon, and they tried to get him, and they failed. But still, there was sometimes where they actually got him, but then they couldn't incarcerate him, but whatever. Let's move on. The torch was pulled in by his daddy, and he wanted, yeah, so he was like, oh, well, the human torch doesn't have any reason to be here. It's like, okay, so the human torch actually is a smart guy in this version of the movie, in this version of Fantastic Four. Since he's the smart guy, the dad just wanted the best for him. That's all he wanted. And Armin, you're a father too. Don't you want the best for your children? I think you would. I think you actually would. And also, his dad took his car and he said, you're going to have to earn it back if you want your car back. So he actually was forced to work with his dad. And besides, his dad wanted him to actually do more than what he was doing. I mean, so if you didn't want him there in the first place, it's like, number one, he wouldn't become the human torch, number one. Number two, he would still have a freaking broken arm or whatever happened to it. So it's like, yeah, we would really want a human torch. So, yeah. So the action scenes were awful. Okay, here is two listings of, here is some battle scenes that was totally awful. I didn't really see the battle scenes as awful, but hey, let's. Besides, number one, Chronicles, their action scenes wasn't really as good as it could be. Or I'm just saying, it's the fact of they could have been better. Universal, the Hulk movie, the dogfight. The dogfight, it was hard to see. It was hard to see as frick because it was so dark. Because they actually had to fight at night, which sucked. And someone told me, hey, brighten up your movie, brighten up your TV so you're able to see the dogs and what they look like, which, that's some bullcrap, isn't it? Next up is Sony. Sony did Spider-Man 3 in the subway fight. That fight was all over the place, and it didn't even top what happened in Spider-Man 2. It didn't even top that. It was complete, like, the hell. Okay, well, anyway, final battle, and they were like, oh, we gotta come together, everything is all, it's like, they're a team, man. It's supposed to be a team builder. It's supposed to bring the team together. That's why. It's like, it's a team that come together. What, you want them all to do stuff all their own? It's like, what? It's like, you saw them go against them by themselves. It didn't work. So, why not team up and try to use their powers together? And didn't that actually happen in freaking Silver Surfer? I didn't hear anyone freaking say, oh, well, when he was going against Doom with the surfboard of Silver Surfer, I think it was total crap that you had Johnny Storm containing all five powers of the Fantastic Four and using them. That was sucky. That was a piece of crap. I wish all four of them were fighting Doom. It's like, no, I didn't hear anyone say that. So, anyways, yeah. Anyways, the absorption of the shield. Yeah, so he was talking about something about there was no damage whatsoever that was happening to the world. There was freaking damn damage. Did you see all those cars and all those people had to run from it? There was a freaking street that was destroyed because of that. Not only that, but the military base got destroyed too. So I don't know what movie you were watching. It's like the freaking damn two airplane scenes. It's like you said, that wasn't needed in Amazing Spider-Man 2. But yet those are there, and they did kind of get screwed over by Electro in a way. All right, let's continue on. So yeah, he was like, I forgot what the hell he was saying on this one, but he was like, "Oh, you guys need to help each other. This is what happened. Invisible Woman was getting crushed by Doom. Doom was using his own powers to crush Invisible Woman inside her own protective bubble." Yeah, you saw that? And then the second thing is that the thing yet again was actually put in a rock cocoon. Can't move or anything. Reed's suit was trashed. Yeah, the Reed suit actually got destroyed because of Doom. And Human Torch was covered in rock particles. Yeah. It's like, I don't get it. They couldn't help each other because they were completely taken out. You understand that, right? You see how they were taken out? I hope so. Well, anyways, the movie was in the gritty, which, yeah. And like Sony tried to, but they backed off due to their insecurity. Yeah, let's go look at what happened to Amazing Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man, they decided to do the gritty like thing, and they did it. And then after that, all you freaking angry comic book readers came and freaking yelled at them saying, "Hey, his costume sucks. His costume needs to be better and everything." And because of that, they changed his costume and they wrote it out. They actually made a freaking little comic book to actually be like, this is what happened to. It's like, wow, that was total crap. I mean, if you wanted to really have everyone looking at the comic book, they should actually did what they did before, which is they released a little DVD with some little snippet in it, and you had a small comic book. Yeah, instead they didn't. But anyways, yeah, their insecurity actually made them back off, and that basically screwed them over the next time. He said it might be rushed, which I bet that makes sense. But it's still an interesting movie. Still an interesting movie, and is better than Amazing Spider-Man. It still is better. I would prefer to watch this movie than Amazing Spider-Man, because Amazing Spider-Man, I felt nothing for the characters. I felt nothing for no one except for Mrs. Parker, who actually is Miss Honey from Matilda. Now she's the only one I felt. She's the only one I actually felt emotion for because she played Miss Honey back in the day. Yeah, if she didn't have that role, I would have totally felt nothing for nobody. Yeah, so the good news is that given they didn't go all out with the movie, the fact that they had a chance to just straight up say whatever, I don't give a crap. Yeah, and that's what happened in Amazing Spider-Man, is the fact that they just decided to do whatever they freaking want. And this one, they kind of did, I guess, whatever they want, I guess. But on the other hand, it's like, I still felt emotion for the guys. I still actually understood, even though I wasn't like truly invested. I was intrigued by what they were doing. Poorly directed. Why did? Yeah. So he's like, it's poorly directed. I'm like, well, why didn't the director leave? If he didn't like it, why didn't he leave? Look at Edgar Wright. He left freaking Ant Man. Oh my gosh, how did he do that? Because he can do it. So it's like, if it's poorly directed, and he's like, let the freaking movie crumble then. It's like, and then after that, it's like the actors suck, poorly cast, which This is his, yeah, this is Armin's thought, is that they're poorly cast. But Eric from Pretty Much It actually, and he's actually a film enthusiast, he actually believes that this was a good cast. So, comic enthusiast, film enthusiast. Yeah, you see what's the difference between them now, right now. So, anyways, I'm like, well, if they're poorly cast and they don't give a crap, then if they're not wanting the money, then why didn't they walk out too? It's like you have the freedom to walk the hell out if you wish. I mean, look at freaking what was her name? Um, Kate, Katie Holmes. That's it. Look at Katie Holmes. She freaking walked out the freaking Batman franchise. Screwed the continuity to frick. And she screwed herself too, which is kind of funny. It's like, yeah, she screwed herself too in the comic. But anyways, there it is. Labeling this movie as a comic book movie and not looking at it as a sci-fi ride, thrill ride. Yeah, that's one thing that most likely will give you a bad time for you, especially if you're a comic book reader, is if you actually go into this being like, oh, I know everything in the comic books. I can't wait to actually compare notes. And they do something completely different and weird than what you believe, and you basically get pissed off. Is that ringing a bell? Is that what happened? Booby child. Yeah, so take it as a sci-fi adventure. It's like, yeah, as soon as you go in there, don't freaking be like, oh man, Fantastic Four, I know all the things. Like, no, just take it as a movie and go watch it. That's it. That's simple. But anyways, yeah, so Marvel is doing great. Comparing Marvel to Fox with Fantastic Four and what they could do, it's like comparing a hammer to a mallet. Have you ever seen that scene in Sherlock Holmes? Sherlock Holmes had a hammer, he threw it. That freaking strong man had a mallet. Oh my gosh, that was a funny scene. So, is it bad that Fox still has Fantastic Four? Eh. The thing is this, is that the fans, you guys should learn you have freaking damn power. I'm shocked as frick that by now you guys don't really know you have power. As you can see, you freaking just screwed over this Fantastic Four movie. Notice the fact that you guys got Spider-Man kind of returned back to Marvel. So freaking angry comic book readers, rant, fight. Reviews aren't just enough. It doesn't mean you need to freaking do what you did with Spider-Man. You need to do what you did with Sony. Freaking go and attack them. Take them down until they actually are like, okay, we give. We're going to make a deal with Marvel. Not only that, but I'm shocked as frick that Marvel didn't try to actually do the deal of, okay, you can have your X-Men TV show, but we get Fantastic Four. I'm shocked as frick that they didn't actually be slick. I'm shocked as frick they didn't do that yet. But anyways, yeah, you should start doing the crap you did to Sony, and then maybe someday Fox will give that up. Okay, we still got a lot more to go, but we're getting close to the end of Comic Book Cast. Okay, here's the messed up question I have for everyone who was out there who actually saved Spider-Man, quote unquote. Why the frick haven't you guys attacked Universal yet? And seriously, I mean, Fox should be applauded for continuing on with Fantastic Four. Heck, I think technically Sony, even though they're dirtbags, should be applauded that they actually continued on with Spider-Man movies. You have Universal here, who has the rights to freaking Hulk, and guess what they did? Nothing. Since the Incredible Hulk, and apparently they believe it did bad, they did nothing after that. All they did is just allow Marvel to have some rights to they allowed the use of some of the characters and Hulk. But other than that, there is no freaking damn movies. No more movies. They could actually been done with the first trilogy. But nope. So it's like, I see you guys ranting and raving at Fox, but where the freak are you guys at Universal? Why haven't you attacked Universal yet? That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Well, anyways, as for Fantastic Four, Should they be returned? I think they should, but not just yet. I want to see what happens in phase 3. If phase 4, nothing is going on yet, they haven't planned that, then yes. I wanted to see them incorporate them in phase 4. As for phase 3 and then get rights to them, then they'll actually have to weave them in there, and then all of a sudden, oh no way, we gotta make another movie. And now it's Fantastic Four has to be squeezed in there. I'm like, ugh. But anyways, I would like at least one thing from Marvel is for them to continue Ultimate Future Foundations because they didn't actually end it. Yeah, they didn't end it on a good note. And with that said, Future Foundations, they can't do it. Yeah, the people at freaking Fox can't do it anyways because look who's on freaking Future Foundations, Ultimate Future Foundations. You have freaking damn Iron Man, you have freaking damn Falcon, and you have Machine Man, who turns out actually being one of the Ghost Riders, but hey, this is Ultimate Universe, so that doesn't really matter. Okay, short little thing, and then we're on to Comics Explained. Man, it's gonna be a long video. So, anyways, so the reviewers be raping. Yep, the reviewers be raping. The reviews be raping. So it turns out, yeah, and this is another video capitalizing on the whole beat down of Fantastic Four that Armin did. So it's freaking Mission Damn Impossible. Of course they would actually get the #1 spot. Of course. I would have watched that. It's like, yeah, of course I would have freaking watched that. Okay, well, one thing is that though, oh yeah, okay, this is still him. Yeah, the interesting part is that what he said was the fact of the awareness of the movies and their producers. If you're in the know, or technically like you said, if I found them, and I found them like in 2011 or so, 2000, I don't know, but yeah, I found them and they're like, oh well, if you're nothing to know, you know who actually produces them and not. What's a Marvel film and what's a Marvel film, which is true. Yeah, I remember when Marvel Studios first started, I was like, oh, so that's the difference. Yeah, so the difference is in the logo, folks. If you check out the logo and the logo doesn't show after Marvel Studios under it, then you know that it's just a Marvel movie, not a Marvel Studios movie. But anyways, yeah, so the commercial had a crappy identity crisis. But hey, lots of people had identity crisis. Seriously? But anyways, a franchise is still a franchise. At least they did not wuss out like Sony. Yeah, at least Sony freaking wussed out, but they didn't wuss out because the franchise was doing bad. I no actually yeah they did freak out because their thing was doing bad. The only messed up part was just the fact of where it was like the Avengers came along and then they were like, oh yeah. So yeah, they freaking wimped out, wussed out, and everything. Oh my gosh, it was so crazy. Jeez. But anyways, yeah, the blast affect people too. Yeah, the fact that for sequel talk, yeah, I would believe the blast actually affected people. That shockwave. Let's see. Well, also since you guys rub their hands in it, then maybe the director gets to do whatever he wants and it'll be okay. Yeah, just the fact of since you guys bashed freaking damn Fox with this movie, maybe they'll basically not care about the sequel. They care about the sequel, but they don't care too much to actually be like iron fisting it. So maybe. Oh yeah, and wussing out meaning the fact of for Sony wussed out because in the first Spider-Man they did it very gritty, and in the second Spider-Man they made it light and colory and cartoon and superhero like and bright colors. You see what I'm talking about here? If they were wussing out, all because of you guys ranting, but if they didn't wuss out, it would still be gritty. And at least the good news is that even though it's still going to be gritty, at least it makes sense when it comes to going to the first movie to the second movie. Instead of being like, what the heck is going on here? I mean, not only that, but he freaking lost freaking Captain Stacy. Yes, Captain Stacy died. So it's like I'm shocked that it didn't get even more grittier. Last thing but not least is what Armin said. Last thing before going to comic explain is the fact that Silver Surfer should get a movie standalone. He can get one alone, and I think that would be cool. That would be nice to see. Something very, very cool, because the TV show itself got screwed over, which was sad. I mean, yes, I didn't watch it as a kid, but still, it doesn't deserve, just because I didn't watch it, that it gets canceled. Alright, so that's done and done. Now it's time for the second person. Comics Explained. Rob time. Rob time. Well, anyways, no idea what Fox is doing. And he says that it was a dare for what's the worst script that they could do for Fantastic Four. Like I said in the other video, you guys scared the frick out of them. What you said for the first Fantastic Four movie and the second Fantastic Four movie was really, really kind of, that was really depressing. It made them very, very sad. So it's kind of like, why try to reach for the stars if you guys are going to continue to bash them like that? I mean, if you guys would just leave them alone and just see what they do and give them encouragement, give them lots of stuff to be like, hey, if you want to make a movie good, here, have some of this, have this, and this, and this. It's like, do that. My gosh, do freaking damn that. Alright, anyway, so a people who sees movies look what a good movie looks like and knows what a bad movie looks like. Well, it depends on the person themselves. I mean, just because, yeah, and here's an example. Frankenfish was better than this movie. I don't even remember what Frankenfish was. If you're talking about Frankenweenie, I would say they both can go toe to toe with each other, because those two would actually be something good. Yeah, Frankenweenie would be good to watch after this movie, just in case, because the kids would most likely freak out by that movie, by the Fantastic Four movie, and just the fact of how gritty it is. Yeah. But anyways, Frankenfish, no idea what the frick that is. Most likely it's a crappy movie. Chances are I bet that movie sucks and this movie's still good. So anyway, it pains him to actually do this. It pains him to do it. Yeah, he had to do take two. So he got some suggestions of give it back to Fox. I mean, give it back to Marvel, not give it back to Fox. Here's the deal with that. And I think it's very, very funny. So here's one part. One part is that Sony is kind of giving Spider-Man back to Marvel, and they're making movies and they're doing that stuff. So I mean, giving it back to Marvel is kind of good, but on the other hand, it's kind of like, but then they'll dilute the whole Phase 3 thing, and I want to kind of see Phase 3 play out before adding more stuff into it, if you understand what I'm saying. But what I was going to say is just the fact that, look at Universal. Universal could actually freaking damn benefit, because Marvel will basically do it, and all they have to do is just be like, okay, we're producing it. That's it. But yet they're like, nah, you're good. Yeah, you good. Yeah, you can use freaking Incredible Hulk. We're just gonna sit right over here. It's okay. No more Hulk movies. We think that's a big risk for us. So yeah, we're just gonna sit over here. So it's like, yeah, you see how messed up it is, right? That was a tangent, but whatever. So the history of the Ultimate Fantastic Four was about damn time. The first six issues were cool, and that's where he ends it. It's right there. I'm like, what? I was able to look at the first 5 issues on the Fantastic Four movie video game. Yeah, too bad you guys didn't get to actually see it. Good. Sorry about that. I did it on birthday live stream, so sorry about that. But still, yeah, it seemed very good. And it seemed like a good thing to actually check out. Well, anyways, so he made the portal, but it never brought them back. Yeah, it never brought the stuff back that he transported. Oh, that's interesting. Doom was an arrogant brat. Well, Doom was different in this one. They both work together. Yeah, that makes sense. Different from the intel I got, just the fact of which one was it? I think it was Marvel Nemesis who actually didn't show crap that they work together. So I don't know. So yeah, they both work together, just like what happened in 616. Okay. Doom is emo. No. Yeah, it's kind of crappy. It's like people throw out the word emo, and I first saw that when Spider-Man 3 came out, and I was like, emo Peter? What the It's like, nah, he just got fetish for black clothes because he was wearing a black freaking suit. But technically, if they weren't cheap bows at Sony, the suit would have turned into those clothes. It's like, yeah, if they weren't so freaking damn cheapos, which that's what I was hoping for, but they didn't do it for some stupid reason. Yeah, so no, Doom was an emo. He just was an outcast. I felt like he was an outcast. And it looks like in the ultimate version, goat hooves. He has goat hooves, which I was trying to figure out what was going on with Miles Morales when Doom showed up with Miles Morales being incarcerated and he has goat hooves, and I was like, what the? So I'm glad to know that in the beginning he had goat hooves. That makes sense. Kind of. Well, anyways, you have the Quantum Zone. He's like, that's not a good name. And I'm like, that didn't bother me any. Yeah, I had no recollection of the Quantum Zone. No recollection whatsoever. So it's like, yeah, that didn't bother me. It's like, for instance, if you dislike playing Bully and you skate by and it says Spaz Industries. So it's like, yeah, if that bothered you, well, it shouldn't because you should be playing the game. So you should be paying attention to the story. Given that's a part of the story, but it's like not a big one. Kind of like, for instance, Susan slash Sue Storm. It's like, did you pay attention to that, or it's like, yeah, I hope you didn't pay attention to that detail too, because that's like that's worthless. But anyways, Negative Zone, but not being named to Negative Zone. We don't know about the rights. For all we know, maybe the rights are still with Marvel on the Negative Zone. We have no freaking idea on that. Then you have Planet Zero. That did bother me a bit, but you know, they just going with whatever. Well, anyways, so they wanted they wanted trained people to go because let's face it. I mean, you have a bunch of kids who are teenagers, and you're telling me you want those teenagers to go do that. It's like, for instance, if NASA really actually had, let's say they did make a spaceship and they want to go on it, but they're not trained. So it makes sense that they're like, oh, a bunch of kids, they want to do it. Kids can do crap. Yeah, they created this thing, but it's like, but still, kids don't do crap. Kids are very underestimated in this freaking world, and also teenagers too. It really sucked when you actually had to grow up because it's like the adults won't listen to you, and it was just a rough time. It really is. Hopefully that you get to understand that, just the fact that yeah, they underestimated the kids even though they did build a machine. It's like, yeah, but the kids, they don't have the expertise of going out in the field though. Yeah, which I can understand that in a way, but on the other hand, it's kind of like, what harm can it do? Even though it's like, you see what harm can it do? It's like, yeah, it's freaking damn. Well, anyways, like I said previously, Doom touched the nerve of the planet. Since Doom is an outcast who is against the government, don't tread on me, yo. That's why I forgot what was the thing on this, what he said. But anyways, yeah, oh yeah, so that's why the planet had a reaction, is because of Doom's attitude and affected the freaking planet. That makes sense. Yeah, the freaking planet was very, very fragile, and whatever you do, like for instance, he planted the flag and it just so it's like, you would figure that means that anything you really do to the planet was most likely cause a messed up chain reaction, which it did. Next up, he's like, Reed's suit, it was kind of homemade and it sucked because he would believe that Reed's suit would be better than everyone else's. Yeah, the government is second rate when it comes to Reed Richards making a suit. Which, here is what I gotta say on that. Okay, there we go. Well, he was on the run. Do you think he can make quality gear while on the run? No. They can easily track him if he use a credit card, and plus the weird buys too. It's like, oh, he needs some copper coil, he needs some elastic metal titanium. It's like the freaking damn government would be like, we have some weird deliveries and they're being mailed to this certain place. Yeah, we're gonna get on it. Yep, they would have caught him very, very fast. They're like, we found weed. We found weed. We found Reed, and he's such a freaking damn idiot because he bought the crap to make his suit good. And of course, like I say, I swear that Batman could have got easily caught as well. I think he would have. Yeah, he would have freaking damn got caught. Like for instance, that's how Alfred was like, "Yeah, you need to buy 50 of these because if you don't, you look suspicious." Which is like, yeah, if Alfred wasn't there, he would just bought one and he'd be like, "Well, it looks like we kind of found someone who could be Batman." Well, anyways, there was no other way. He was like, "Oh, you have to go with the military." It's like, yeah, there is no freaking other way unless you want the freaking Fantastic Four to have a freaking criminal record and locked away, which they did get locked away, but it looks like they can actually do whatever they want. They're actually able to walk around while they could actually have been at Alcatraz. They could have been at a secret freaking prison where they're in a cell and they're just, oh yeah, you get the idea. Well, anyways, Doom lost his mind, which I'm like, dude, his mind's been lost. Just like what freaking Eric said, and pretty much it. He's been in that freaking place for 1 year. What about Castaway? I don't even know how many years that was, but he freaking lost his mind too. He was like, Spalding, Spalding. So it's like, if freaking damn Castaway, he lost his mind a bit, then of course freaking Doom will lose his freaking damn mind because number one, he just got sucked in by the freaking damn planet. That's something not ordinary. And then number two, he was all alone. Being all alone changed a man. No one to talk to. And plus, he was already freaking screwed in the get go because he's like, don't tread on me, yo, with the freaking CIA, FBI, and the government. He didn't like them. So it's like, yeah, all you need now is just some crackpot theories, and you have a super insane Doom, or maybe even Cletus Cassidy. Anyways, Doom looks sucked. Well, freaking Mach 1 of Iron Man suit sucks. Yeah, that looked sucky. That was sucky. Lizard's look in Amazing Spider-Man sucked. But of course, yeah, next time, if there's a next time, he most likely will look so unbelievable because he just got obliterated. Sorry for the spoiler, but yeah, he got obliterated. So chances are the planet is very, very powerful. So it's going to make him back up. And then as soon as he does that, he's going to look terrifying as frick. And he's like, oh, he looks like a crash test dummy. I'm like, yeah, his face kind of does. His face kind of does. That's kind of true statement. Well, anyways, Doom, he seemed like he didn't give a what about the human race. Yeah, what Rob said was this: is the fact of because of Sue Storm, he liked Sue Storm, and Sue Storm rejected him. He basically went on a tantrum and went nuts. No, this is how it happened. Is this? Is like what I was saying is he didn't give a crap about the human race because they poisoned crap. Yeah, look at the pollution. Look at the freaking damn what's going on with freaking California. And they have to freaking, and yeah, look at the people. Even though they're freaking getting out of water, even water's running out, they're still sprinkling and freaking using their sprinklers too much. Which is like, if you guys would have not done that at all, most likely you would have some decent water amount, but they still doing it. You see why you can get pissed at the human race like that? But anyways, yeah, when Sue rejected him, even though yeah he liked Sue, but Sue rejected him, that was the last straw. And then what's even worse is just the fact of he got sucked in by the planet, and that was like the really real last straw. But of course, nature on the other hand, he might have cared about nature, which it seemed like that's what he was doing was going to. Well, anyways, it is a good movie, but it can't compete with the other superhero movies though. But of course, it's so much better than Amazing Spider-Man, and that's my opinion because at least I felt something in this movie. With Amazing Spider-Man, I didn't feel anything. And for people who actually are the game fans, you know what that is? It was like this one was, I would say, one of the previous Malik. Yeah, or at least this one actually made me at least shed a tear in my heart. While Amazing Spider-Man was basically the actress girl, the fact of I felt nothing whatsoever. I would say give, yeah, I already talked about this. The fact of yes, you can give the right backs, but I think you should wait on it because I would like to see how far they can go before they're like Galactus. Definitely going to be an end game on this one. I would rather wait. Let's see the awesomeness ends, and then it will be like, oh, we got it back. Oh, no freaking way. All right, let's do this. But anyways, Fox and yet not talking about, yeah, it's like, yeah, they did that crap too. They did some crap too. So it's like, yeah, you're talking about Fox, but you're not talking about Sony. I get it. Sony gave Spider-Man back, and now you guys are not going to touch Sony anymore. It's like, no, no, we're going to continue to touch Sony. Sony deserves to get their butt kicked because they still have rights to Spider-Man, though. They still have rights to Spider-Man, though. Okay, now we go to top 5 Tuesdays. Yeah, so we got this other parter to deal with, and then I'm able to talk about what pretty much it says, and then we're able to close this video. I know this video is very, very long, but bear with me. So yeah, number 5 is it exists. It really exists. It's like, yeah, it exists. What else do you expect it to be? Of course it exists. I mean, what exactly else do you think is going to happen? It's like they want to keep the rights to it. They could give the rights back to Marvel, but do you think Marvel actually will pay the big, unbelievable price if they even want to give it back to them? I don't think so. But anyways, you know, it's like savage beating for anyone who likes it. Oh well, the savage beating should be for idiots who like the Amazing Spider-Man and or the people who believe or liked Ultimate Spider-Man, the TV show, season 1 and 2. Season 3 is getting better. Season 3 is getting kind of better. Or at least when they did the Spider-Verse thing, it was good. If they go back to their crazy jokes after Spider-Verse, then yes, season 3 does count as well. And they deserve to get brutally beaten because you allowed freaking Amazing Spider-Man to actually happen. He's like, yeah, you allowed Amazing Spider-Man to happen. You're not going to allow Amazing Spider-Man 3 to happen, but you allowed Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 happen. And that's messed up. Next is number 4, Nothing Makes Sense. Yes, it does. It just doesn't, it just not to have the, oh, okay, so it it does make sense. It's just that you can't use the comic book to make it make sense. That's the thing. The power outage, unnoticed. Well, it was kind of true, but Reed did get a beat down. I mean, look at his freaking damn father. His father looks pissed. And if you read the Ultimate Comics, you know that he was gonna get beat down. I mean, look at freaking damn Ben Grimm. He was about to get smacked and hit by his brother. So chances are they do have violence on kids on here. They just didn't want to show a dad brutally beating their son. So it's like,
Well, actually, it won't be brutally beaten. It would be like more like yelling at him and maybe hitting him once or twice. Well, anyways, Sue Storm changed. Well, so Sue Storm's hair changed from blonde to brunette. It's better than freaking Aunt May's hairdo in Amazing Spider-Man. I know. I'm still bashing Amazing Spider-Man, but it's true. In Amazing Spider-Man 2, they had that one moment where I'm like, that's the hairstyle. That screams Aunt May. And then the next scene, oh damn. You had it. You just had it. Oh my gosh, you just had it. Anyways, I'm like, she can control her appearance, right? So maybe she can't fully control her appearance. Maybe because of one little hiccup, her hair changes. Try that on for size. Reed is unexplained. So Reed's transformation is the one that's unexplained, which I'm like, unexplained, huh? We don't know what exactly is in the suits, for all we know. I mean, for Doctor Doom, he most likely fell into the lava pit or the green goop or whatever you want to call it. So he fell in there. Most likely there was some metal in there, and that metal mixed in along with some of the suit metal, and that created him. For Reed, on the other hand, I bet the suit had some rubber extensions, or at least like some rubber material. So I bet chances are that rubber material got acted or reacted to what was going on. All right, next is number three. Characters are dumb. Well, if you mean Sue is adopted, agreed. Yeah, Sue should not have been adopted. Why not just make her half black? just make her half black. It's not that bad. I mean, the original freaking Wonder Woman, my gosh. The original Visible Woman from the recent movie, she was Latino and white or something like that. So it's like, is that too far fetched? I don't think so. Next is Ben Grimm. Well, he made lemonade out of lemons. What is there more to talk about? But anyways, deep down, I bet he's believing he might be cured, or he actually will take this form to save people, which he did. But anyways, it's like, Rob, where is the ultimate version of the Thing's mindset? I mean, you already talked about what the original Thing was thinking about, but what about the ultimate one? Is the ultimate one different? Which I can kind of recollect that the ultimate one was angry, which that's what he did, didn't he? He was angry that he turned into the Thing, or at least he was angry that Reed left. Yeah, so that was one thing. It's just the fact that the Thing was angry in Ultimate Comics in the beginning that he got changed, and he actually didn't want to come with Reed. Actually, yeah, he got roped in, and yeah, so it's kind of like he did of his own free will. They kind of did some little changes on there, but yeah, whatever. Reed, he's the same guy but dangerous since they will. Yeah, so he was the same, but I believe that they could actually go cuckoo. I believe that Fox might actually be able, because I saw like some danger signs of him actually being able to turn evil. And sorry for spoilers for people who haven't read Ultimate Comic Books, but this version of Reed Richards actually will turn evil. So it's like, yeah, it seems like this guy could actually turn evil. He was little sprouts that actually was like, oh my gosh, he has the potential. They wouldn't do it. Maybe they could do it. Oh, good lord. Well, anyways, Sue. She seemed like a black girl with her sassiness, and she loved music slash vibrations, patterns, stuff like that. Dr. Richards, he's a dad. Yeah, I mean, of course he's a freaking damn dad. Of course he's most likely he ran an institute. Yeah, he sounds like a teacher slash a professor. He's a doctor, and he freaking runs an institute. What you expect? Lastly is Mole Man, but it turns out he's not actually Mole Man. I think that might have actually got written out. So just the dude that will become the leader, or was about to become the leader. Well, it seems that he could have went somewhere, but he's dead. Sorry for the spoiler, but yeah, he got killed. Not only that, but even if he survived, the freaking machine destroyed that whole entire facility. So, freaking damn. Ooh, well, he could be alive. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, he could be alive. He could be in a negative zone. He's getting twisted and. Ooh, man. I wonder what they have up their sleeve if they do that. Hmm. Next is the plot is elementary. It's an origin story. Nothing meaningful happened. Well, then why are they still human? It's like, yeah, if nothing meaningful happened, then why the frick aren't they still human without their powers yet? Yeah, why isn't this Ultimate Spider Man issue 1? Where he doesn't have the suit yet, and he's just about to learn that he actually can climb on a wall. Yeah, that's about it. That's what happened in issue 1 of Ultimate Spider Man. Well, anyways, so they're just laying the road work for the next movie. That's all they're basically doing. And anyways, this is still a good movie as just a sci-fi flick. Now we go into number one, and number one he left Doctor Doom. So I figured the fact that Sue liked Reed made him want to be alone. Yeah, that makes sense. No backstory, that's true, but he did get a little fact. The fact that he did work with Dr. Richards, but because Dr. Richards was going to work with the government or some kind of crap, or basically he doesn't like the establishment, he booked it and just said, screw you, I'm not doing any of that. So it's like, yeah, that's basically the part of it. I know we didn't get the storyline of his birth or anything, and well, Ultimate Comics, no idea if they actually did give him a backstory or not. Which I know he does have Latveria, I know all that stuff, but it's different from the 616. Just know that. Well, he is Doom. It's like, yeah, so it's like, how your power work? And it's like, he's freaking damn Doom. Would you ask Doom how his powers work? Yeah, someone in Battle World, which I bet if it wasn't his daughter, yeah, it was his daughter who asked about his powers or why don't you do this and that. I swear, if she wasn't his daughter, he would have just vaporized her then and there. So it's like, yeah, and I already explained how his powers work for right now. But anyways, this is a movie where a team was formed to defend the world from a paranoid slash true believer slash true knower that the world would. He wants the world to be better than it was, and no pollution. Just a nice world where grass grows. It's not hot summer, a super hot summer. No freaking super storms that could take people out. You know, that type of stuff. So that's what he was doing. Now we finally get to pretty much it. Thank goodness. Yeah, so here's pretty much it. So the good news is that with pretty much it, I agree on some of the things they do, but this is not really going to be like a total defending. This is like some yep, no, yep, no, yep, no. But anyways, pretty much it. So the director. Yeah, so you have the director. They talked about him. Fox changed their mind on the script after looking at it. And they lied about the reshoots, which is like, you know how it is. I mean, Sony lied about the reshoots, didn't they? No, they didn't. But they tried to hide the reshoots very, very hard. They did try to do that. It's like, yeah, you should stop beating that little kid. Yeah, this freaking movie is a poor kid and you guys are still beating the crap out of it. And I'm like, yeah, stop being sheep. Yeah, it's like, yeah, this is like one thing which I was going to leave it at the end. And I'm going to leave it at the end. Well, anyways, it's nice to hear that Eric loved the first hour, but the last bit of it, he was like, ah. Oh. Jake wanted 45 more minutes on it so they can get the story a little bit more fleshed out, which I would have mind, I guess. I mean, the worst one that they could ever do is do the hard time of what Age of Extinction was. My gosh. That movie, along with Space Odyssey and some other movie, I was like, how long is it, or what time is it, or when will it end? That's horrible when you get to that movie. When you get to a movie and that's what you're saying, that's horrible. That's freaking horrible. But anyways, none of the characters were anything. I already explained that there was characters that were something. And then he gave a challenge of explain, yeah, describe Sue Storm without saying she's blonde and etc. etc. She's an adopted girl who acts like a black or more sassy girl than needed. She's a genius of a genius. She's a genius and more of a genius than her 616 version played by Jessica Alba. Ouch. You gotta say ouch. Oh yes, and she enjoys music and also the patterns of life. So they did have a 1 year later thing on there, but the 1 year later most likely kind of helped technically in a way. I mean, 1 year later part was kind of like whoa, but it kind of helped in a way. It still was okay. It's still okay. So anyway, so the director, crazy weird thing, believed in what he pitched. Yeah, it's like the crazy weird thing. He believed in what he pitched, but sadly, he was a fool to believe that Fox will actually allow the whole entire thing to happen. Kind of like what happened with Mark Webb. Ooh, I mean Matt Webb. Ouch. Like ouch. So yeah, you got. Oh, so the fantastic car was supposed to be in the movie, which so that was actually foreshadowing. That was interesting. Classic horror. Maybe that's why I liked the movie so much. It's because it had a horror like vibe to it. Maybe that's why. I believed in the help me too. Yeah, the fact that you had Ben Grimm who was like, help me. I'm like, man, I could feel the pain in that guy. Seriously. So it's Fox's mistake of them hiring the director. The cast was great to him. Yeah, so for pretty much it, the cast was actually good. South America scene was good to Jake. I think that was cool too. The fact that they actually used that as his getaway, and the fact that he was able to stretch his face to make him look different, that was cool. That was very, very cool. Don't use their powers. Yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, they didn't use their powers that much, but yeah. 1 year later, Ben left behind. Yeah, that's true. That's true. The voice acting was good. You do have to admit the voice acting was good. Different things they tried. Yeah, they tried this different thing. That's good news. Good idea, but is it a sabotage film? Did they actually sabotage this film so their director, the director, could actually get screwed over? That's a good question. So the mole man turned into a normal government guy. So I didn't know that. That's why I said that up above. And yes, the leader will return because frick, never mind. Universal, you bastards. So yeah, I don't know. Could the leader return? Could the leader actually make an appearance finally? I'm not sure. Maybe Talbot's being used. They're allowing Thunderbolt Ross to return, so maybe he could slip in. I'm not sure. Well, anyways, so they sabotaging for the director, unneeded sabotage because he was a nobody. He could look like a hero. I wish Sam Raimi could have got this. Yeah, sad for Sam Raimi. Sad. Anyways, Doom. He loved him before the transformation, and he also enjoyed the fact that he blasts people's heads open. Which that's one thing that Armin was like, "What the?" But I'm like, dude, that was horrifying. You gotta admit that was some horrifying crap. Don't you? I mean, what would you prefer? Getting your head blown off by some unbelievable thing that you fear? Because if you knew how it worked, then you're like, oh, well, I just gotta dodge it or something. But you don't know. For all you know, he could actually know you're over there behind a counter or over there 2 walls over under a counter and he Yeah. So it's like if you knew that his power worked because he uses his mind, but if you're behind lead, you could be safe. That takes the fun out of it. It's like you gotta freak out, man. Anyways, Jake liked the difference and why his reasons for killing. Well, they explained a good idea, and that's why I talked about it. Is that there was a year where he was being alone, and yeah, of course, I already explained why he wanted to kill. The mask is scary, not dummy, not a not a freaking crash test dummy. Well, Eric thinks so. So Eric, hmm, there you go. Film enthusiast. He's like, yeah, comic book enthusiast, film enthusiast. Well, anyways, good idea when the suit got yeah. So the suit got molded onto Doctor Doom. So that was a good idea on their own. I mean, why not? So setting up for Moleman, but Moleman is dead. Dr. Richards did all the talking, which that's one thing that was kind of sad and degrading. It's just the fact of you had like the nudges, but the good news is that if someone was like nudges that Dr. Richards did, I would be like, oh, yeah, yeah. Amazing Spider-Man, and yes, I know I'm still using this one as a messed up bashing weapon to do stuff, but still, they were like the mask we wear and all that crap, and then there was like some other things, and I'm like, I don't know where that is in the movie. It's like, yeah, I don't know where that crap is in the movie. I mean, I know the masks, the thing. I know like there's two of them, but there could be like at least one more where I missed. But I'm like, I don't know where it is. So, yep. Correct on the angry comic book readers screwed the movie over. So they did do something for you guys. The fact that they changed Doom's name back, but you guys got pissed. And the Incredibles did it right apparently. But too bad Brad Bird is too picky on what script he will actually be on. If the script is good, he will be a part of it, but he's too picky. And I think maybe I'm not even sure how many scripts of Incredibles 2 came out. But you see, Incredibles 2 never actually happened yet. So, for all we know, maybe a script every year after Incredibles. So that means like maybe even 9 scripts or something. So it's like, jeez, man. Yeah, he's picky. But yep, like I said, their confidence got wrecked due to all you out there. I said that. Coward of a movie. Still better than Amazing Spider-Man 2, though. Oh, yeah. I mean, think about Amazing Spider-Man 2. They've been stuffing crap. Yeah, I mean, look at Fantastic. Look at this movie. Did they stuff crap? Did they like, oh, here's Mole Man. Here is Galactus. Here's Silver Surfer. It's like all those freaking loop stuff. They didn't do that. Look at Amazing Spider-Man 2. They stuffed so much stuff in there that they screwed their own selves over. But anyways, the movie was lost, and I still agree that this was an interesting movie. Everyone said it sucks, which is so true, but it didn't rob me any of my money. So there we go. I know this was long. I know this was super super long, but at least the good news is that there we go. We are done. So final conclusion is this: is that and I say this in every single review I'll ever do in movie wise, is that no matter who you are, no matter who you listen to in reviews, you have yourself to enjoy stuff with. It's not them, it's you. So it's up to you to actually go watch this movie and think of your own opinions. Just because you actually hear someone say, oh, it's a bad movie, it doesn't mean it will be a bad movie to you. It's just a bad movie to them. Maybe they have that disease that happened to Stan where everything was to them. I don't know. But truth be told, you have a few options here. Number one, you can go watch the movie, check it out. If you don't like it, you don't ever have to see it ever again. Two, you could do what I'm gonna do, which I saw the movie already, but now I'm gonna wait till Black Friday and buy it for like 98 cents. Of course, another thing you could do is just wait all the way until it comes on the cable, but that's gonna be a long freaking time. But anyways, I think you should go see the movie. Don't allow anyone to be like, "Oh man, it so sucks." No, you be the freaking judge. Don't be a sheep. Don't allow people to tell you, "Oh, you like this. No, you like that. No, you like this." No, be your own man. That's one thing I dislike about Robert Ebert when he was still up here, is the fact that he was like, "Oh, I give it thumbs down," even though I'm like, "But that movie's for kids. How the can you give it a thumbs down?" Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, more than anything, what deserves to get thumbs down is freaking Tooth Fairy 2 and Jingle All the Way 2. Technically, any freaking sequel that they decide to bring Larry the Cable Guy in. I'm sorry, but it's true. Well, anyways, I'm rambling on. I'm done here. I'm going to freaking faint. So, anyways, thank you for watching, and Fantastic Four. There might have a sequel in the future. So, be nice. Give them letters. Tell them, hey, this is how we would like this movie to happen. Or heck, why don't you guys just write a letter saying, ask Marvel what would they do? That's not that hard. At least the good news is we find out that Sony actually did go to Marvel and ask what would be something interesting they could do about the thing. Well, anyways,